Um, whoops. We'll see if I remember everything because I just came up with a plan this morning. So, so let's get started. How we doing? Everybody have any issues this morning? I feel like I don't know where I am because I don't know, got back and I was all discombobulated with getting no sleep the night before. So it's nice to be back and I'm really looking forward to yoga this morning. So we're up to our fifth chakra, which is called the throat chakra. And it's associated with the color blue. And it kind of encompasses this whole area. And it has to do with communicating, which is always, if I have a blockage, it's usually in this area. In the past, that's where I've been. And it's your ability to express yourself and speak your truth. So I don't know why that's hard for me, but sometimes it is, especially with people that you're close to. It's hard to tell them exactly what you think. So it's also known as the truth chakra. And I wanted to mention that part of communicating is not only speaking clearly, but also listening, being able to listen and really take that in and have that be a give and take. So if that's something that you struggle with, the listening part, if you're more of a talker, then that can be an issue too. So please close your eyes and imagine a blue spinning ball right there in the middle of kind of in the middle of your neck that kind of encompasses your mouth and your ears and kind of that whole area down almost to your heart. And feel the breath just move through that area. It's associated with the sound of, or with the element of ether, which is kind of like space. And there's um, you know, you've heard people say Om, and that's kind of the sound that the universe makes when there's nothing there. So just pause and listen for the Om that the universe says without any sounds being made at all. And then please bring hands to heart center. May we all speak our truth, be good communicators, and be open in our fifth chakra. We're sure to notice the beauty in others and in ourselves if we are able to do that effectively. And then just keeping your eyes closed, just bring your hands to your lap. Lengthen the back of your neck and then just tuck your chin in a little bit. It's kind of like you're squeezing the front of your throat chakra. And then slowly allow your head to just kind of roll towards your right shoulder without anything moving except for your head. It's funny how heavy your head can be. And then just extend your left arm to the side and back a little bit. So you're kind of stretching out the whole left side of your neck. And then rolling the head back to the center with your chin tucked. I can't communicate today. Bring your arm back in and roll your head to the left side. And maybe extend your right arm to the side and back a little bit. Just kind of feeling a stretch whole right side of the neck. And then coming back to center. Just kind of rolls your head back to the right side and through center and to the left side and back to center and lift your head up and open your eyes. Okay, now that we're all warm there, come to all fours, and I'm going to have you start with your blocks. And just keeping your hands on the blocks, sit back to a child's pose. You feel a little more stretch there. And take a few breaths. And then coming back up to all fours with your hands on the blocks, just lower to your elbows. And bring your palms together and sit back again this time. Not quite as deep, it's more, your butt is back a little bit. And then lift your hands behind your head. So prayer hands behind your head. You'll feel a stretch in your triceps. Just notice the back of your neck here, trying to keep it nice and long. Keep everything connected. And then coming back up, come back on up to your hands and extend your right arm and thread the needle so your left hand stays on the block. And stay for a breath or two. And then coming back up, extend your left arm and come down to thread the needle. And then coming back up, with your hands on the blocks, just extend your right leg out to the side. And then I'm going to have you bring the right block to the lower height, so under your right hand, and then stick the left block underneath you on the medium height there. And then I'm just going to have you sit back on it. You're stretching your quad. See if you can keep the left toes under. Good. And then you're just going to bring this foot onto the block. So see how I have this kind of wide? Yeah, and if it doesn't feel good, then it's okay. If you turn your block sideways, Michelle, it'll be more comfortable. There you go. Better, right? And then you can stretch into your hamstring if that feels appropriate. Yeah, it's pretty intense. And then slowly unwind and come on back up. So you're on both blocks again. And come up to a downward facing dog between sides, just moving your hips up and back, walking your doggy out. And then come on down and we'll extend your left foot out to the side. Just feel a stretch there. Bring the left block to the lower height. Stick that right block under your tail. Carefully sit down. Make sure that knee and toes point one direction, and then if it feels okay, you can bring the left heel on. And, and if it's really intense, either in the quad or in the hamstring, don't do anything else. Just notice it, or you can stretch deeper. And then somehow managing to come out of it again. Just bring your blocks back to the medium height and do some cow and cat on the lifted. Feels a little different. I always have to move back a little bit to go to cat or cat. And whatever you can. Get everything stretch out. And then I'm going to have you sit on the block again. So either medium or low height, whatever works for you. I'm going to sit on a low, just one, and you're going to sit cross-legged to start. I know, you're getting me all twisted up. Sometimes that feels really nice. And maybe you can even widen your knees a little bit. Yeah, let's see what happens. Yeah. And then stretch your arms up and twist to your right. Hard to keep sitting up tall, but I want you to. And then come on back to center and twist to your left. And then coming back to center, bring your arms in front of you. Place your right arm elbow on top of your left elbow. Yeah. And then try and keep a nice long side body. And then just bend your elbows. And if that's challenging, you can just hug yourself or see if you can bring the backs of your hands together. So elbow on top of elbow. Yeah, that's deep. Keep broadening your clavicles, pressing your arms towards each other a little bit. So elbow, forearm to forearm, maybe big stretch. And then see, maybe you can bring your palms together. If it doesn't work, just keep like that. Good. And then unwind. And we're going to switch. So now left elbow on top of right. And just see if you're scrunching one way or the other. And then you can just hug yourself, bring the backs of your hands together if you want, or just see what happens. Good. And then come on out, shake out your arms and stretch your legs long. So you're kind of up a little higher. And have you bend your right knee and bring it on top. And then see, maybe you can slide that foot I want your back to stay nice and long. So you just slide it where it feels like you can still stay lengthening up. And maybe after you're there a minute, you want more, you can bring it up higher. It's just, this is your hip opening. But you have to remember to stay lengthened because you're on that block. Good. And then we'll switch. One side always feels different. Keep thinking, low belly draws up, nice long spine. Good, and then unwind. Come back to all fours. And go ahead and come to downward facing dog. I'm going to try something with you guys, see if it works. So downward facing dog. Think I'm really strong on the backs of my shoulders. And I'm going to broaden my clavicles a little bit and then see, maybe I can stay strong enough. I can just lower my elbows there and then lower to your knees. Yeah. And then just slide forward onto your bellies. Stretch your feet long. You might have to move your elbows forward under your shoulders a little bit. So you're still on your forearms, elbows right under shoulders. And just kind of think to yourself, I want to stay strong on the backs of the shoulders, on the fronts. And then just think, just lengthening up through my throat. This is Sphinx pose. You'll feel a stretch in your back, in your heart, but also back of the neck. Like you're the Sphinx guarding the pyramids. Good. And then lower down, slide your hands back. And keeping that feeling, come on up to cobra. Can you get that same feeling of length through your neck? And then come on back down. Come back to your forearms and make a fist with your left hand and just swivel that forearm in. Bend your right knee and you might have to come to your side a little bit, grab your foot, and then think, I'm going to keep my right shoulder on the back and maybe come on down the quad stretch. Good, and release. And we'll switch. So now make a fist with your right hand, swivel. It's on your forearm. You might have to roll to your side to find the foot. Keep the knees close to each other. And then keeping that left shoulder safe, roll back. I like to try and pull myself forward with my right forearm. Keep, keep your shoulders safe. And then release. Hands by your chest. Push back to all fours. I'm going to have you grab your blocks. Keep them on the medium height now. And come on up to downward facing dog. And please extend your right leg. And then step that foot through if you can get it all the way up there. You can't help it up. Deep lunge. And stretch out your calf and your Achilles. And then trying to stay really strong. Maybe bring your hands to your front thigh. Keep your hips square and come up to crescent. You maybe stretch your arms up. Good. Bring your hands to your thigh. Ground that back foot down. Come to warrior two. Oh man, I'm tight. And bring your right arm to your thigh. Grab the left block and then grab the right block. Keeping your legs the same, just walk your blocks out towards your left corner of the front of your mat for a down dog lunge. Keeping that back leg engaged. That's good. Good, you guys. Make sure the right kneecap and the toes point the same direction. Kind of a hip opener as well. Go to your left a little more, Connie. There you go. That'll feel better. Yeah. And then bringing the blocks back in, turn the heel up on that left foot and step back, downward facing dog. Bend your left leg, step it through. Stretch out the calf and the Achilles. And then making sure that you're stable in your base. You can bring your hands on your front thigh. Come up. Crescent warrior. And then however it works best for you to transition, you just ground that back foot down. Warrior two. Keeping both sides of your body nice and long. Bring the left forearm to the knee. Grab the right block and then grab the left block. Walk them to the right and out for that down dog lunge. Just kind of noticing your alignment, feeling connected. Yeah. Breathing. And then bringing the blocks Back to either side, turn the back heel up. And big step back, downward facing dog. Bring your feet just a little bit wider and then step your feet forward 1 foot width. You might have to bend your knees a little bit. You're going to reach your left hand to the outside of your right shin. Yeah, you might have to bend your knees. Good. And then just a little twist underneath. Think of your neck nice and long. Maybe re-straighten the legs. It's a down dog twist. Think of that really nice long back of neck here. Big stretch. And then unwind. And we'll go for the other side. You can start with bent knees, reach across. You can even keep the right knee bent if that works better for you. Twist. Keeping nice and long. Nice long back of neck. And then unwind again. And I'm going to have you come back to regular down dog. And then just bring one block kind of where your, if you laid down where your chest would be, and then one block behind it. And then come to down dog over the blocks. So your hands will be just in front a little bit. Good. And then come to a plank pose and see if your heart is aiming for the front of the blocks. Good. And then this is just to train you. Let your heart come down on the blocks. And then the rest of you. Might have to adjust your hands and slide into cobra here. Feels way different. And then come back. So it's like you're in a push-up position. Your hands are right in a good spot to support you. And you're hugging your elbows in. Maybe you can push straight up to plank. And push back, downward facing dog. Couple breaths. And let's try it one more time. So come forward to plank. Now you kind of know where your hands need to be. Try and lower down, hugging your elbows in, hovering over those blocks if you can, and then come down. And lift to cobra. I'm keeping my toes curled under. Good. Get your arms a little straighter than normal. And then come back down. See if you can press straight up to plank. And then downward facing dog. Good. And then come on down to your knees. And bring the blocks back. And come on up to downward facing dog on the blocks. And then step forward, forward fold. Take a moment here. This is our first forward fold, so been doing a lot of weird stuff, right? And then please step your left foot back first this time to a deep lunge. Lower the back knee. Hug to the midline, come up Anjane Asana. Stretch your arms up. And then bring the arms in front of you. Put your right or left elbow on top of your right. either hug backs of hands, Anjaneyasana with garudasana arms. Broaden the clavicles. Maybe lean back just a little bit. And unwind. Lift the back knee and big step forward. Let's try that on the other side. So right foot back, deep lunge, lower the back knee, hug to the midline, stretch the arms up, Anjane Asana. Arms forward, right elbow on top of left, either hug or wrap. It feels way better if I press my elbows into each other and maybe lean back a little bit. And unwind. Good, lift the back knee and step back. Downward facing dog. And then lower your knees. Bring your blocks on the lower height. And bring your elbows on the blocks again. Interlace your hands. So you want your elbows to be right under your shoulders. And then just sit back to child's pose again. You won't go back as far. And come forward. Hands on the blocks. On this lower height, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. And push back, downward facing dog. Step your feet about halfway up. And then just grab one block and bring it by your left foot. And do it this way. And then come to a forward fold. I'm going to have you put your block on the medium height or low, whatever. It's a little harder, low. And then slowly, one vertebra at a time, roll up to standing. Okay. Class is really weird, I know. We're going to try a pose that's, I think it's really hard. It's called eagle pose. And we're going to just think long through the spine, through the neck, and tall. So we're going to try the legs first. So bend both knees. And you kind of have to adjust where you stand. For me, I'm a little wider in my hips, and I'm bow-legged, so I have to get away from the block just a little bit. And then I'm just going to you're going to lift your right knee up and bring it across and set the toes on the block. And then think, I'm going to hug, keep the hips square to the front of the room, and come upright. This is eagle pose. And then just bring hands to heart center. Nice, you guys. And then coming out, lift the knee high. Ooh, nice job. Okay, switch sides. One side always feels different too. Bend both knees. Bring the left knee really high. Stack it on top of the right, toes to the block. And then just ask yourself, am I hips still square to the front? Can I hug the legs together and feel more stable? Maybe bring hands to heart center. And then unwinding. Come on out. Oh, you guys did great with that. Switch again. And this time bring it to the lower height if you had it on medium. We'll just try it, see what happens. And I'm going to give you an option to, if you can, so start like that and then see, maybe I don't even need the block. Maybe I can hug or even wrap. So try it. You ready? Bend both knees a little bit. Lift that right knee high enough that you can stack it on top. And then find stability. And then see, maybe I can hug that foot into the outside of my shin or wrap. Hands to heart center. Good job. Nice. And then unwind. Harder, right? But okay. Try the other side. Bend both knees. Stack knee on knee. And then see about wrapping. When you do, try and think, hips stay square still. And then unwind. Good job. Woo. Okay, coming back one more time. We're going to add the arms. So I'm going to keep my foot on the block just because adding the arms sometimes throws you off balance. But if you can do it without that, so whatever knee's on top, that's the elbow that's closest. So in this case, it'll be your right. So bring the legs first. Bring the right elbow closest to the knee. Stack the other elbow on top. And then you could decide maybe hug, backs of hands together, or palms together. Eagle pose. See about where your throat is. I've found that if I pay attention to the throat in this pose, it kind of helps me. Woo! And unwind. Good job. It's a mind-boggling pose for me. Switch sides. Remember, you don't have to use a block if you don't want to, but I'm definitely going to. Bend both knees, stack, arms out, your left elbow's closest to your left leg. And just play. Think long throat. Connected and unwind. Nice, yay. Come on back with your blocks to the front. And just stand right there. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Feel that length. Bringing hands down through Vishuddha, which is the name of the throat chakra, through your heart and down. And just do that again. Inhale, nice and long. Exhale, bringing hands down. Good, and this time fold forward, hands to the blocks. And step back, downward facing dog. And then just set the blocks off to the side. You're on your hands. We're just going to do one quick vinyasa. So inhale to plank. And if you can remember how it felt when you didn't have as far to go, you can do that. Or you can always lower your knees as you lower down. Good. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. And then push back to all fours and grab your belt. And you want your belt to be on your kind of on your arms, but right above your elbows. And then see when you pull, is it about shoulder distance apart? Yeah, yours needs to go a little closer, Marcia. Yeah, yeah, perfect. Yeah, good. And then come down on your elbows and see if that feels right, feels supportive. Because you're going to curl your toes under and lift your hips. We call this puppy dog. How's that feel? Feel like the right width for everybody? If not, I can come adjust. I'm just looking at you. Good, lower to your knees. Go ahead and sit back to child's pose. Just gives you a little something to help you. And then come on up again to your elbows. You can interlace your hands if you want to and lift to puppy dog. Just keeping the pressure on that. Take a little more, can I feel like. And then walk your feet towards your elbows a little bit more and see how that feels. See if you can keep pressure out. You don't want your shoulders to come in front of your elbows. Yeah, that looks good, you guys. Awesome. Keep the back of your neck long, even though your head might come into your belt. And see about extending one leg up towards the ceiling. Keep a little pressure. And bring that foot down and switch to the other. Good. And bring that foot down. Lower to your knees. Sit back to a child's pose. And then come on up, and you can lose the belt and just transition to your back. Just bring your legs up to tabletop. Flex your feet. Bring your hands on your thighs. And keeping a nice neutral spine, just press away and up a little bit. Just thinking, squeezing from all sides of my core just to lengthen out. And just notice the back of your neck and your neck. Lengthen all the way through the top of the head. Good. And then relax, hug your knees in. Stretch both legs and arms up towards the ceiling like a dead bug. Keep that neutral spine. Interlace your hands around your right thigh. Extend your left leg long. Make a big circle with your right big toe, touching at your ankle. Press the thigh into your hands. And then bending your right knee, just hug that knee in. And maybe bring the knee a little bit wider. Just kind of stretching out that thigh. Bring it to the right side a little bit. And then stretching all four limbs up towards the ceiling again. Interlace behind the left thigh. Extend the right leg. See if you can do that without changing the neutral spine. And then make a big circle with your left big toe. Press. Hugging your left knee in. Maybe widen it. I like to think of trying to bring it towards my left armpit, but I keep that neutral spine. You don't pull it in so hard that your back is doing anything, but staying nice and long and connected. Good. And then stretch your left leg long, stretch your arms up over your head. And then bring your arms to cactus or T. Bend your knees, bring them wide on the mat. And just do some windshield wipers. Turn the wheels. And then pause. Wiggle the soles of the feet together. Let your knees open. You can bring your hands wherever, maybe on your belly or on your inner thigh. And then closing your knees. Go ahead and stretch out for Shavasana. As you're lying there, I just want you to notice the breath moving through your throat. Maybe just start relaxing your neck and your throat and your jaw, the whole Vishuddha area. And let that blue ball spinning there just radiate out to your brain, into your heart, all spreading out. allowing your truth fill your whole body. Shoot a sound and let the tones that you're hearing now just radiate through you. Feel how sound, vibrating sound, just rejuvenates all your cells. Continue to relax. I wanted to share a blessing from Julia Cameron. I bring to life a unique and powerful voice. My insights and perceptions are important blessings. Voicing my insights and perceptions is important to the world. I am an irreplaceable individual whose gifts benefit all. Owning my gifts, inhabiting them, and expanding them are my gifts to the world and those with whom I share it. As I become larger, more colorful, and more truly myself, I create for others the realization that it is safe for them to become larger, more vibrant, more fully alive. Moving upward and outward in the spirit of creative community, I am non-competitive and truly collaborative, growing larger myself while helping others to achieve their true size as well. The cosmic web is alive with greater and greater consciousness, larger and brighter possibility. As I extend my hand in my immediate world, I alter and enlarge the benevolence of the world as a whole. My every action is sweet and significant. Knowing this, I consciously and creatively act for the highest good. My unique voice and consciousness bless all. Noticing breath moving through Vishuddha, the throat chakra, the truth chakra. We start to wiggle and move in small ways. Taking your time, coming on up to seated when you're ready. Just bring hands in front of the heart. Namaste. You feel open and carry on. Thank you guys. You did great with all that. Good.